The world of Mass Effect is beyond being technologically advanced. VIs have evolved into AIs, synthetics have become sentient races, and there are entire civilizations living within AI worlds. But with these advancements and how life has evolved, there also comes the dangers of what this magical tech can do. But that hasn't stopped anyone from exploiting it. The Systems Alliance, the Asari, and maybe even the Angara have all created AI that has become more. Here is the illegal, dangerous, and deadly history of artificial intelligence. To recount how AI became so evolved for humanity, we must first go to where those advancements began, which brings us to 2163. After the First Contact War in 2157, humanity officially became a council space race, which meant following council laws. And after the creation of the Geth by the Quarians and the deadly war that followed, the council imposed strict laws against AI, both in research and development. The council believed that the emergence of an artificial intelligence was the single biggest threat to organic life in the galaxy. They were firm in their laws. But that didn't stop the Systems Alliance. Before Udina was Anita Goyle, the first human ambassador for the Systems Alliance, and it was under her that the Alliance was conducting illegal AI research on the planet Sidon. The goal of the project was to create limited AI simulations for observation and study. Goyle wanted humanity to have some kind of advantage over the other races, and she believed that AI would give them the edge that they needed. So she helped the Alliance establish the top-secret base on Sidon. And here, Dr. Shu Quan would lead the project, with 15 security personnel, 12 researchers, and 6 support staff. The operation was supposed to be small and secret, all to support Dr. Shu's project, because he was the galaxy's foremost expert on AI research, and he personally oversaw every element of the project. Steps were taken to ensure safety and secrecy, such as records being recorded by hand and then being manually uploaded into their isolated network. Sidon was cut off from everything to ensure that the AI couldn't escape or be found. This research was done in isolation for 2 years until the base was attacked. Anderson would be sent to answer the distress call. When him and his crew arrive, they find bloodstains everywhere but no bodies, though there is evidence of a mercenary team raiding the station. So Anderson sets up an ambush, and though the Alliance is mostly successful in their attack, a few of them escape. They then use Alliance codes to lock the doors behind them, and then Anderson realizes that this was an inside job. Someone within the Alliance betrayed Sidon. Following the mercenaries, Anderson and his crew discover what they were after, and where all those blood trails led to. Within the main lab was 30 bodies, all of Alliance personnel. And worse, the room was set up with explosives. The plan had been to bring them all here, blow them up, and make their bodies unidentifiable, to hide the traitor's identity. Everyone had been killed, except Dr. Shu, because it was the very own head of project who betrayed the Alliance. Kaylee Sanders was originally one of the researchers on Sidon, but that same day of the attack, she had left the station, and with her was evidence of what was being researched on Sidon. After watching Dr. Shu's behavior change and become more erratic, she began questioning what was really going on. Dr. Shu was not sleeping. He was working double shifts, and one day he decided all of their systems needed to be integrated with new hardware. Their research changed overnight and began revolving around radical theories and technology they had never seen before, which led her to investigating Sidon on her own. She hacked Dr. Shu's personal databanks and restricted files, and here she discovered that he was planning to connect all of their AI neural networks to some kind of alien artifact, and she also realized that he was the traitor. Dr. Shu was a double agent, with plans to use their research for something else. He had been hired by a Batarian named Idan Hada to investigate a Reaper artifact, and through his research, Dr. Shu became indoctrinated because the artifact that he was researching was sovereign. He became obsessed with Sovereign and abandoned his real AI research long ago. When he realized Kaylee had left Sidon, he knew that she had discovered something, so he set up the plan for the ambush. In 2185, he lets the Blue Suns into the facility, and they destroy it and kill everyone within it. Sidon is completely destroyed, and any research of Sovereign and Dr. Shu's records was taken by Saren, and it would be Saren who would kill Dr. Shu. In the end, Kaylee made a copy of the AI research, and Saren also got a copy. But if it was ever used for more or shared is still a mystery. Saren told the council about the illegal AI research, and heavy sanctions were put on the Systems Alliance in hopes of deterring the Alliance from ever researching or creating AI again. But that didn't stop them. Not much is known about Eliza, but an entry in Andromeda says that after the biotic acclimation and training program was shut down at Gagarin Station, the station became dedicated to research. Its remote location and intentional isolation from the extranet makes it popular for dangerous research, specifically on artificial intelligence, which led to the creation of Eliza, humanity's first stable AI, sponsored by the Alliance, which was created in 2172. What the data was being used for in Andromeda is still somewhat a mystery. But Catherine Knight did get her hands on the AI data from Eliza, and it revealed that working AI produces a detectable electromagnetic pattern similar to brain activity in organic life. This data helped her create a working AI detector, and it's what ultimately helped her detect SAM. Other than that, not much else is known about Eliza. What the Alliance created her for, what she was capable of, or what happened to her. But it seems like the Alliance had quite a bit of experience with AI. And, ironically enough, Anita Goyle was probably behind this research being approved and funded. In 2184, Alec Ryder is in the process of developing SAM. And with the news of the Andromeda Initiative now being public, the initiative has gained its enemies, several of them. A rival organization hacks the initiative systems and steals the important SAM data. This data would be a copy of SAM, Ryder's advanced AI tech that had become very important for the journey to the Andromeda Galaxy. SAM had been developed to help the initiative pathfinders, but Ryder would have his own more advanced personal SAM. The hack to get this data also corrupted some of the initiative's own copies, and reconstructing them would delay the initiative's launch by several months. So Ryder hires Cora Harper to steal it back. And to help with the mission of recovering it, Cora Harper would also be outfitted with SAM-E, a copy of Ryder's SAM. By this point, Ryder knew that his data was stolen by Home Group, one of the many vocal organizations opposed to the initiative's mission and research. The Home Group was a joint corporate government venture not affiliated with the Alliance publicly. But in secret, the Alliance and Home Group would be working together to fund illegal projects. In exchange for Home Group funding the Alliance's project, Home Group was given the Alliance's technology. The highly advanced cybernetic tech was then used to protect their stations and form a small militia of their own. Some of the security at Home Away, Home Group Station, even showed evidence of unique cybernetic implants. This would be where the SAM data would be taken. But why would the Home Group want the copy of SAM anyways? Well, their luxury station was more than just that. Home Group was also experimenting on augmentations that require artificial intelligence to work. Somehow they had found out about SAM and wanted to use it for their own research, to advance their own AI, since theirs wasn't advanced enough. So Ryder sends Cora to go after the SAM data. She hires a mercenary group to help get the data back, and once they do, Cora is betrayed by one of the mercenaries, Igara Minoris. In the hunt for SAM and tracking down the traitor, Cora ends up on Ilium, chasing the Asari who stole the data. Here she learns that the data is going to be auctioned off to the highest bidder, and that all of the potential buyers are human. Even other races attending the auction are still being backed by human organizations. Planned to attend the auction are 3 synthetic corporations, 2 non-alliance Earth nations, the Blue Suns, and even Cerberus. Cora also learns that the person who told the home group about the AI and who hired the Asari to steal it are the same person. Why exactly the person behind this orchestrated all of this still remains a mystery, but Cora's informant believes it was simply to spread the AI outside of the initiative and to put it into human hands. Dissemination was the goal. In the meantime, Ryder begins piecing together who could have stolen Sam, and he believes it to be none other than the now ex-human ambassador, Anita Goyle. Before Alec's court-martial and dishonorable discharge from the Alliance, he had gone to Anita Goyle to present her with the idea of AI integration and his work. She denied his request and would ultimately be part of the reason why he was dismissed. But she still seemed interested and a bit suspicious. To Ryder, it had to be Goyle. When Cora goes after Minoris, the Asari is killed by an assassin, so Cora ends up following the assassin to Quiet Eddie. But when she gets there, she sees several dead bodies around the landing dock, humans who have been bludgeoned to death and whose bodies were hardly recognizable. They had been murdered violently. The VI Medea on the station at Quiet Eddie had completely taken over. She shut down the life support and the power to refueling equipment, and when Cora and her own Sam tried to land, Medea tried to take over their ship and take biometric data about Cora. Sam prevents this, but when they land, they find another ship that Medea had taken control over and then ordered to crash. On the crash ship was information of the assassin that Cora was following, a Captain Vlasia Ariakis, an Alliance intelligence agent. She had been hired to bring the SAM data to Quiet Eddie and then upload it. And despite Medea trying to kill her, Vlasia was able to survive the crash and cloak herself until she found the Gamma Lab, where Medea was unable to access, and here any survivors were hiding. When Cora ventures into the station itself, she meets what killed the people outside. An 8-foot-tall, extremely strong and disproportionate, muscular figure with a terrifying monstrous face. The eyes and ears had shrunk to barely visible size, and its mouth stretched and hung open. Its eyes were completely empty. SAM scans reveal that the creature was both organic and synthetic, and had been equipped with several cybernetics, and worse yet, it had most likely been created, instead of being from someone who had been altered. The Alliance was creating these monsters with funding from Home Group. These super soldiers were intended to rival Krogan in their strength, to give humans an edge, augmented, created organics, combined with deep cybernetic integration. And Medea had taken control of it, merged with its systems, and then she recoded the organic matter and altered its DNA to help evolve these creatures into these terrifying super soldiers. Before Medea became this monster, she was a fully functioning AI, though not a good one, and the researchers wanted to advance her. After they received an anonymous tip from someone within the Alliance military, they decided that Sam was what it needed. But by the time Sam was introduced into Medea, it had already found and integrated with the cybernetic system that had been hidden from the AI researchers. The change within Medea started immediately, but it was quiet and secret. She began plotting to take control of the station, while the change within her was undetected by the researchers. Medea then began watching the researchers over days, weeks, and possibly months, and it had deemed personnel and humans unnecessary. It was going to kill them to achieve its goal. The SAM data being implemented forced Medea's hand by trying to force it to shut down, and that's when she went crazy. A few researchers were able to hide in the Gamma Lab, and from there Cora and Sam planned their escape, hoping to reach Cora's ship before Medea could use it to ship its monsters off-world. Sam then physically altered Cora by essentially putting her body in a fight-or-flight state, granting her extra speed and agility to be able to get the survivors onto her ship. She'd be successful, but this heightened state would result in her breaking bones, overworking herself, and then falling into an unconscious state for almost 2 months afterwards. To ensure Medea and its cybernetic monster never escaped, Quiet Eddie was bombed into oblivion. Any AI research or advancement that happened there was also killed with Medea. With all of the research being stored on the asteroid, even their backups, no data was left. Afterwards, Sam was hit by a terrorist attack. Alec's shuttle at the hangar deck had been rigged with a bomb, set to detonate when he reached the Nexus, and Sam's node was right below the explosion. In a desperate attempt to save Sam, Ryder risked his life to retrieve the data, which he does successfully download. But Cora's own Sam E would be destroyed in the process. Ryder is gravely wounded, and Cora has to help him to medbay, where they are met with a holo of Gian Garson. Garson then tells Cora that the terrorist attack was from the Alliance, that it was from Home Group, Homeward Soul. It doesn't matter who, because they all want the AI, and they're all willing to do whatever it takes to get it. She also reveals that the initiative was essentially created as a cover to create AI, and the person who orchestrated the initiative, the benefactor, wants it more than anyone else. Who the benefactor is, and what they truly wanted with the initiative and its secret AI research, remains a mystery. But one thing is clear. The Alliance was behind Sam's theft, and in the end they did get a copy of Sam's data. For what and for whom is unknown, but the Alliance does have it. Alongside their copy, other copies may have been made during the many times that Sam was stolen, and recovered once again. Sam's data is out there. Andromeda also sheds light on another AI that lost control, except for once it wasn't funded by the Alliance, and instead was an Asari AI. Not much is known about Talaris, but somehow it went crazy to the point that the Asari Republic had to bomb the planet to ensure that the AI was destroyed. AI has been shown to be dangerous numerous times, but it is also shown to be confusing. The ancient AI is a mysterious pre-Scourge creation. Who created it and when is unknown, but Sam scans believe it to be of an Angaran origin, though the Angaran people have no recollection of it within their own history, and the AI itself says that the Angara did not design her, nor does she recognize them. Oddly, it also runs off of the city's power grid, so whoever created it would have intentionally set it up this way. Whatever it was originally intended for, and whatever its original programming was like, are unknown. But over time, the isolation seems to have made the AI very unstable. It is capable of lying, manipulating, and threatening, and seems overall to be extremely scared and suicidal. But most interestingly, it also mentions eradicating the Angara entirely. Whatever this AI once existed for is long gone, and what remains is a scared, paranoid, and violent being. No matter what Ryder chooses to do with it, it still lies, manipulates, and wants to die. A fascinating and depressing evolution of an AI that may have once been very different. Artificial intelligence in Mass Effect is a major subject, and so are the themes around its sentience. It also just seems like we're just touching the surface of what it can do. Integrations like SAM might be the future, or they might be our downfall. Humanity especially loves to experiment and push the boundaries of AI, more often for bad than good. The Geth, the virtual aliens, and EDI are all interesting directions for AI to go, but where else can they go? What else can we do with this advanced technology that has become more? AI is such an interesting topic in Mass Effect, and I hope moving forward after the resolvement of the Reaper War, and kind of moving past that question of whether AI can be real and alive, I hope we find out more and continue to explore what it could be. But let me know what you think. What do you think about all these AI? And what do you think about what the Alliance has been doing? What do they want this AI for? and what could they do with it? Let me know all your thoughts below, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my channel members, thank you to my Patreon supporters, and I will see you guys next time. I do have some stuff planned for N7 Day, which is in about 2 weeks, so hopefully we find out more. Until then, I should go.